Hey guys, this is Zeal from Internet Tough Guys. This is a BAM in the new MMO coming out, Tera. This is closed beta 4. It's a pretty long video, so let's just get right into things. I'm tanking on a warrior here, and we've got an archer DPSing and a priest healing. We're supposed to be doing these BAMs with 5 people, but we decided to take it with just 3. I realized that warrior tanking is actually a lot harder than lancer taking, but it is actually a lot more fun. If you don't know much about Tera, it's almost like a first-person shooter with an MMO sense to it. There are very few heals that actually target people, and even if they do target people, you can't just target people with your UI. You have to actually target them with the crosshairs. There is no tab targeting or anything like that, so it really brings a lot more focus to the center of the screen instead of just focusing at a bunch of little bars or floating around the screen. This is actually one of the main things I like about Tera, is because it's a lot more action based. And I played WoW for 6 years, and I'll admit at the start it was pretty intense, but after 6 years you really started to feel it dumbed down, where it was just a bunch of random, you're just pressing your buttons over and over, and there's no real focus once you target what you need to target. But now, as you can tell, us running around and me attempting to keep threat, I'm really not good at this. You really have to focus on a lot more what you're doing and where you're positioned. Now, some people may be noticing these little things that say press spacebar for the next ability showing up in around the middle of my screen. It can make combat a lot easier and makes combat flow, because you have just as many abilities as you would in a normal MMO, but you've got to pay a lot more attention like it's a first-person shooter, like I said before. So it doesn't dumb it down to a point where it's just you hit spacebar every few seconds. You've actually still got to focus at what's going on. It can just make things a little simpler in clutch situations like that right there when I just got knocked over. I was actually trying to use an ability called Death from Above. It makes you immune during the animation, but I timed it a little off and ended up taking a lot of damage. Timing is very important, and if you haven't noticed thus far, I have had a really hard time tanking this guy. My timing has been off the entire time, and I keep getting hit really hard. The priest is actually doing a really good job at keeping me up, but as I was saying, timing is so important, because if my healer wasn't picking up my slack, this just wouldn't happen. The healer has kept me and the archer up this far with no difficulty, but as the boss goes on, he does become more difficult. His enrages last a little bit longer, and he damn sure knocks me down a lot more. I wanted to start talking about the warrior class as a whole a bit more. They are a very mobile and durable class, and with a very fast attack pace. A lot of their abilities reduce the damage they take, like Rain of Blows, which is one of the very first abilities we get, reduces the damage you take by 30% during the animation. Also, another one, Pounce. You take 50% less damage during the animation. And my favorite, Death from Above, which I mentioned earlier, makes you immune during the animation. And all of our main tanking abilities are like that. We don't have a set block like the Lancer does, where we can just sit there and hold right click and we block until the end of time. We actually have to dodge and actively move out of the way of the boss, players, or anything to that effect. But we also have a lot more mobility than the Lancer, and our faster attack pace helps out a lot in PvP. In this upcoming beta, I will make sure that I upload some PvP videos. I had some really good PvP combat, but I thought I had fraps on, but I apparently didn't. Derp moment there. But you may think mediocre tanking and mediocre DPS, we must be a horrible class in PvP. That is actually very untrue. Because we have relatively good durability and our damage is not that far behind, we can actually wreak havoc in PvP. If I can sit on any sorcerer or priest for 5, 6 seconds, that's basically a dead sorcerer or a dead priest right there. I'll admit archers can be a little bit harder because they have a lot more stuns and abilities to get away, but the fight usually ends up the same if I can get a blade draw off. I do have some issues with berserkers. I'm working on that because they can sit there and block till the end of time. But all in all, I feel the warrior is actually a very strong class in PvP. I'll admit they seem like they do fall behind a little bit in PvE because of their lack of damage and their, well, lack of general overall good tanking ability. But and in PvP, which is, well, what I focus on mainly, they seem like a very strong class. Slayers and Berserkers are really the only things I ever have issues with. Slayers less than Berserkers. Still can't figure that out. Everyone says it should be the other way around. But as a whole, like I said, Warriors seem like a great class, and this game is amazing. It's a nice change of pace from, the whole tab targeting and everything like that. So if you're really looking for a fast-paced MMO and just a general overall better gaming experience, seriously, check out Tera. Just Google it or YouTube it. You'll find videos. It's a great game. Just try it. Open beta is coming up. Go to teraenmass.com and you will find all the beta schedules. You can sign up for the beta, or if this has convinced you to pre-order already, you're guaranteed beta access. So just go ahead, check it out. If I haven't convinced you, I don't think anything will. Well, the fight's over and I'm just rummaging around in my inventory for a campfire. I'll see y'all next time, hopefully with some PvP combat instead of this boring PvE stuff.